learned to an election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming in on August 26, 2020, and the stock market is going to move on Thursday. I know that sounds very specific because that is Jerome Powell in Jackson Hole, but considering what we saw today coming off of the first trading day after this historic Dow reshuffle, we got some interesting things, interesting moves, and I don't know if you guys remember me talking rotations, but we saw some of that today. So the market ended up closing very, very good today, half a point on the S&P, almost about 1% on the NASDAQ. However, you saw the Dow close down. So we're going to talk about this. This is going to be important. I think Friday's going to be interesting. Powell speaks on Thursday, so we actually have an interesting week on our hands. Then August is over, and then, well, kind of over, and then it's going to get exciting. But got a lot to go over, got the keys, got the plays that I made today, and the ones that I'm looking for. I really want to go over the earnings strategy. We got to see some big earnings come out, even with Salesforce. I was even surprised. However, this is going to lead for an opportunity tomorrow. So I'm going to go over all that and some other strategy plays I'm looking at, and then that is pretty much it. So let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free $99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, watch the watch list come to life. And yes, it's kind of like a Bible study, but a lot more edgier. I heard you like edgy, you millennials, huh? Nah, but come learn something. Stop being so serious. And the most important thing you need to do, post or watch this below. Let us know what you're looking at. Get any plays, comments, remixes, anything. Post them below and source that info. Shout out to Chad, baby. My guy, right off the bat. First thing, like I said, Dow effect is still in place. Notice it was down today because what happened, Dow reshuffling came out. All the companies that got technically dropped from the Dow, they have not yet been removed, and you haven't seen this rebalancing. That's why we've talked about this. So all those companies ended up down, and the ones that went up, even Salesforce up 18% right now after hours, that has not been factored into the Dow Jones yet. So some of you may have saw this. People are talking about it. You may not understand what's happening. This is going to cause a pricing effect. They said it's not. However, I'm just kind of interested to see how it unfolds, but what makes it so historic is that you usually don't swap out 3 companies, take out 3 companies, and then put in 3 companies. That is about 10% of the whole entire Dow. So that was important. We're seeing this happen today because, again, the market was still very, very bullish, and today was interesting. You got economic data, at least the consumer confidence, that wasn't too great, but then you got good real estate data, which was amazing. Again, even beat the higher expectations, but the market was still fueled by a lot of this Apple and other stuff. But now let me skip to the third point. I hope you guys don't see this and didn't miss it. We were early. The market is rotating right now. Again, look at the companies like Starbucks or even seeing McDonald's. Again, I was talking about this with the long term. I was kind of getting a little bit itchy. So it was a dilemma between ex-dividend and then now as we're seeing the move. And it kind of makes sense with this Dow rebalancing because that is what you're going to see with rotations. That is how it would look, literally how today looks. You saw the big new Dow components rip up. They haven't been factored in. So it looks like the Dow didn't do anything today, but it really did. That's what's happening now with some of these stocks that are rotating. So we were early. However, it's easy to miss out on it. So watch out for the premium. Again, pay attention to the companies that were trailing behind. Again, we caught Gap. Well, at least, we caught some of them, but we were early in some areas. We talked about it today. Shares were the real winner in the market in the last 3 months. The quarter before that, you really killed it with options, but the shares got it for this last quarter. So don't get caught chasing anything. However, with some of these plays, watch out to see how they've been lagging behind or not. Watch for these rotations, but it's starting to occur now. Again, let's wait for Powell now, and we'll see how we come into September. But that is the final point. That is Thursday. We are going to talk about this tomorrow. Remind me, come on stream, ask about it. We will discuss this. I talked a little bit about it today, but this is going to be an interesting one. Powell is the key. Again, even with banks, I even think the market's kind of getting ready for it. They're not expecting Powell to surprise. However, something big is about to change. He's kind of already fed us that People are kind of talking about some of the prepared statements. People know what to expect. However, all I'm saying is how he communicates this and then even maybe the follow-up. So the market doesn't just get a positive boost. If Powell doesn't say anything crazy, it might just let the market go up again. And then Friday, you're going to get the Dow rebalancing. And then coming on Monday, that should kind of settle in and we'll see. But depending on what Powell says tomorrow, it could actually change the world or the financial situation. Again, given that he is going to be tinkering with that inflation target that the Fed has really kept pretty solid for decades. Ask Yellen. Yellen knows what I'm talking about. But would love for you guys to weigh in, post it in the comments. Hopefully we see you on stream. But this is going to be important, and that's what I'm looking for. Now, is it going to be an actionable play? We will talk about that. We made a move. I think there will be an IV flip opportunity. However, it is really hard to say. And like I said, I'm not going to try to run up on Powell. He is a cannon. Be careful. But it should be exciting. But that is pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I think you guys are going to want to see this one first. CRM. So I talked about this after hours, and it's funny because I said I didn't want to play them. I didn't play them beforehand earnings. They had this introduction to the Dow. They were up about 9% today. I was like, listen, they got premium. It's going to be a premium fest. I don't want it. You guys remember I was like, I'll get pissed if these get in the money. Now I'm pissed. But no, honestly, it's going to lead for a good opportunity. You've seen us pull this off many times, and why I like it. Again, I will caution because so many of you now are going to be looking at this because you've missed it so many times. So hopefully that doesn't jinx it or mess things up. But what's going to happen here, you've all been in this situation. You buy one of these companies, it reports, you're far out the money, and then you're like, yeah, I'm going to make a lot of money. Then you wake up and then you're like, wait, it's only up 20%. 30%, and then the first 3 minutes kicks in. You've seen it with like Amazon, Tesla, opens at like 2,000, then goes down $100 in the first 3 minutes. You're like, yeah, oh man, I made a mistake. You start reconsidering your whole options trading career, why you didn't join a cult, all of those things, and then you sell out early, and then somebody else buys it, and then by the end of the day, you're like, no. So this is going to be a key of controlling the budget, controlling the balance. You can't go too hard because if there's no continuation, you just overpaid for a very low quality play. So the idea is it is going to report, it's going to open up at a price again, pre-market, wherever. In that first 3 to 5 minutes, there's contracts that are going to move. So all of these are going to be up in value, but some of these further out the money, I would say if it opens, let's say it opens at 250 tomorrow, the ones another $20 out, these 270s, these probably won't go up in value. Again, I don't know. So this is why you should be on stream tomorrow morning, but this is what I'm looking for. I've done this before, so I have an idea, but what you're looking for, this is the option itself. This isn't showing it, but you're looking for the option to essentially be the same price as what it was going for the day before. So the idea is the company reported the stock went up, but given these contracts, again, it's going to be on the weeklies or the next week's. Maybe even if you could get more time, you'll see, but higher risk, high reward in the short terms. I'm going to usually go for the weekly or the next week. We'll see. The company reports, the earnings disappears, but the option really didn't change too much in value or even depreciated. Yes, some of these further out the monies will still depreciate. So the idea is pretty much confirm it. Again, I know I said 3 to 5 minutes, but it is also confirming that the stock is going to continue and that time is also your friend. And again, none of this is a recommendation. You will lose money trying this. I'm a professional and I don't know what I'm doing, but still, none of this recommendation. It's on the screen. You can read. And I'm telling you now, don't do it. Try with fake money. Yeah. Or be an adult. Control the budget and balance. So here's an example. I'm using Gap because they kind of moved up today, but you'll see in the morning, contracts shot up. They were trading at like what, 6 cents the day before. Even we're at like 13 cents to 8 cents at one point. And again, these are the weeklies. And I went through this whole chain. It's got to be careful because you're buying some really low quality plays with not too much time. Again, it's a $20 strike on here, but you see it shot up, went up and doubled in price from the 8 cents, but then it came down to that 8 cents within like even 30 minutes. Again, Gap's a little bit slower of a mover. It's not an earnings continuation, but the idea is have the stock moving way in your favor, knowing what happened after the earnings, and then being able to get the option for relatively the same price as it was going for the day before, because the day before you were paying for uncertainty. Now you know, so you still might be getting a bad deal because now you have more information. Again, it all depends on what the underlying stock does. So that's the first play. I'm going to go for that tomorrow. I think think it's going to be fun. We'll watch it. The next is JPMorgan, banks for Powell. Again, it sounds like a charity, but this is the play I'm making. I already made it today. I flipped the intrinsic. I made it free. I'll show you, but my idea is the banks are going to kind of move, and now feel free to roam. I got JPMorgan. I like them. I like how they move. I know they could get a little bit aggressive on some of the movements, the big dollar movements. Again, think underlying stock, but I'm more bullish on bank stocks, just given the rotation. And like I'm saying, because now banks have been kind of beaten down and they're going up, and it seems like how Powell's even signaled this meeting and everything else, they're kind of liking it. So, however, I will go with the flow pretty much until Thursday. We will see if that momentum shifts. Pretty much I'm saying don't fight the trend. Let kind of the market tell you how the banks are going to feel, because the banks are very complex and hard to really wrap your head around. So there's that. As far as the specific play, this was the one that we did today. I grabbed 100 of these JPMorgan September 130s for 5 cents, and I kind of took advantage of this concept too. So these were the play. I grabbed 100 of them. Again, they went up to like 10 cents. I sold out half, got my initial investment back. I made them free, but the idea was I grabbed them very early in the morning. How much time? Yeah, literally within 1 minute. So this is even showing you the timing of it. I was anticipating this yesterday. I'm like, okay, there's going to be a move, but not only did I anticipate it, this was out of the money option. So what happened in the morning, a lot of the at the money options and other ones, they actually went up. They gapped up this morning and we're already kind of going sky high. So this morning, there was already a huge premium on the calls. So I was talking about JPMorgan yesterday. What happens? They gapped up. So think about what happened and even implied volatility, because even though the stock went down, I was able to make money on some of the options. I just went for the literal cheapest contract that hadn't got hit by premium yet. I just did my analysis on it, and pretty much everything after 130 started to get a little bit wacky there. Again, you could see people paying 6-7 cents for what we paid. It's because they just came to the market later. At least if you wanted to shop for super out of the money in that case. But the idea was that 130 was one of the only contracts that was pretty much at 5 cents. It was about the same price it was trading at the day before, or 1 penny higher, whereas now you could start to go up to the ones above it. These were going for 3 cents. In the morning, they were like 8 cents, a little bit higher there too. But again, I paid 5 cents. So even if I wanted one strike price higher, I would have ended up paying 5 cents more. So think balancing the budget. But again, you could kind of see it on all these. The rest of them, they were just up a lot more. They were way higher than what they were trading at the day before. So again, what was I essentially able to do? I was able to get JPMorgan for the same prices it was trading yesterday, but now it gapped up a little bit. However, now this works better for earnings. I know you could see it operated on like JPMorgan. However, the key is earnings gives you catalyst and a reason for it to move out of the money. So again, $30 or $20 higher on JPMorgan. This is low-key ridiculous for the bank, but we will see. So there's that. And then finally, the other play, I would say big commerce. They went crazy. If they add more options, I would do it. There could be potential for good covered calls where the covered call premium's high enough. You could buy the stock, sell the premium for a good amount, and have a really good break even if you wanted to hold it. I was considering that. And then finally, UNH. They are now the biggest component of the Dow Jones. So this is kind of exciting. I think it's going to get affected with the rebalancing, but they can make a bigger move, and they haven't really moved too much yet. So what I'm kind of saying is, you guys know we've hit UNH a few times. We like it. Might be a decent time to start looking at them now, so we will see. But that is pretty much it for them as far as everything else. Watch all those Dow components. I think they're going to be moving. Gap killed it. It's still going up after hours. And I'll tell you this, we heard rumors of the takeout. VF Corporation went down, but they've went up, and you haven't heard any rebuttal or anything. So it's moving up. And I will tell you this is an important observation I got. Today, in the last 2 days, has brought in more volume at a 30% higher price on Gap than the Kanye news itself. And I thought that was bigger. So I don't know, but I like it. I'm still holding. I have those 200 contracts for January around 40, 45, and I have 1,000 shares around 1290. So we talked about selling the initial investment, but I think I'm going to be holding it. I think I'm probably going to hold for earnings, and what I would plan to do, maybe buy some puts just to protect the position. So that's where I'm at now. If any changes, we will keep you updated, but watch them again. That was one of those rotation ones. Like I said, watch PFE, XOM, all of the ones that got affected by this Dow reshuffle. UNH, Big Commerce went crazy. Starbucks $2. Called this out 2 days ago. I wanted to get it in the morning. I didn't. Some of you got it. It's been like a 2,000% or so. Congrats on that. But then this is one of those stocks I'm saying, look, rotation-wise, they've been down now. They're going to start to rotate. So watch other stocks like them. They might even follow like a McDonald's or something. So we will see how that plays out. I'm going to maybe watch them if the contracts get cheaper. HD as well. You kind of see where it is. Some people are talking about them doing second wave and going crazy. I'm going to keep an eye on them. Microsoft is now kind of starting to rotate. It looks like Facebook and everything else, and Facebook did good today, but they're trailing behind Apple. So we'll see. They might go on a tear too. And then finally, Amgen, that was in the Dow Shuffle, but they did the best comparatively, and I think the market really, really liked that. So I'm going to watch them. They were really expensive today. I'm going to see if they get cheaper and see how we can finesse that. And then finally, GLD is what I like. I was looking at it today. This could be also kind of playing anything for Powell, maybe IV, but I'm just kind of worried about how far out the money and the timing. I saw some today. They weren't too appealing, so I waited. So we'll see, but I'm keeping my eye on that. And then lastly, watch the dollar, watch this range, and watch how Powell is going to affect all of this. And the dollar is up after hours. That is very, very weird. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you to learn how to wait. Already figured out how to get the long term. You figured out how to trade. Now you got to learn how to wait so you know how to use both of those other things you learned, baby. But the code loves you. I love you. And we'll see you in the morning. Let's go.